Welcome back.
I'm Jocelyn.
I'm Caden.
And we
Our best.
of
And
we do like kind of the same thing every intro.
I thought that was the point.
I know, but I actually try to mix it up and like we just end up doing the same thing that we've been doing. But that's fine. I'm a little bit tired today. Caden, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired, but I'm just like I'm alright. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Just
It's a gloomy day, which makes me fall into this sort of
this whole week
gloomy vibe. Yeah.
or the last 3 days. Yesterday may remind me of the time we helped you move to LA
Oh my God.
with Patrick.
Random. Was it gloomy that
It
day?
was just like yesterday's weather.
Whoa. Beautiful.
Just a constant sprinkle.
Yeah. Just like a little sprinkly dinkly. Stunning temperature though. Like temperature wise, couldn't have been a prettier day. We did like an outdoor brunch yesterday and it was just so lovely. Caden, do you want to talk about the little dabbling dibbly dabbly you were doing last evening? Over into the canal?
Oh, finally got out. My parents finally got me for Christmas, playing with it. Really hard, really confusing user interface. And I was just in the backyard, and it was stuck on the indoor setting, which kind of it doesn't search for a GPS signal, so it can kind of, I guess, if it's in wind, it can be taken away. I don't know if that was the case though.
No, it wasn't that windy.
But I was just testing like the speed of it going up and down, and I went and put it up, and then it kept going up, and I was like, oh fuck. And it was like slightly veering towards the
street.
canal, the other side of the street. And I hit the return home button, and there was no response. But like I still had somewhat control. It was like lag, and I can see it on my phone where it's going.
Taking a travel.
It was
Caden.
scary, yeah. Through power lines. I thought I was gonna fall in
cracking
traffic.
up. I was cracking up. All I see is Caden's like, oh shit. Runs into the house, runs into the front yard, and is like in the front yard. I look out the window and I just see this drone speeding through just away from the house. Went perfectly through like multiple sets of power lines. If you can imagine just like interlocking sets of power lines.
Go in different
and it
ways.
just went right through this like triangle of them. And
And
I was
then-
like, oh my God, I don't think he's trying to do that. I think that
That was the first
lost
obstacle.
the drone.
And then it was kind of getting glitchy near
like the further it gets, the less you control you
the
have.
other side of the canal, the other walkway. And it was, oh God. At one point, though, it was at the edge of the water and then the roadway. And that's where I lost the signal. But then I got to the canal and my signal went back up and I saw it. Yeah. It was,
It landed.
it landed in like some like leaves, a brush.
Oh my God. Could have landed in the canal. Could have landed in the street on a car. Could have gotten tangled in the power lines. So many things. You got lucky. Caden just literally had to like get dressed and go for a run.
Yeah.
Go
I
retrieve
was exhausted.
the runaway drone.
Yeah, because the only way to get to it was a bridge half a mile down the road. So it was on the other side.
Did you drive?
There's no
You
connecting.
ran?
Yeah, I jogged the first
Yeah.
to it, but then I walked back. That's why it took me so long.
I was like, he lost the drone. Like it's gone forever.
And then I was playing with it again, but I think that beeping noise was like a low battery or it's close to.
Mm,
I don't know if it has a sensor like that though. But
the beeping's annoying.
and then it beeped again, and if it's about to die, it just returns back to the liftoff point. And it was going back to where I found it, and then slowly going down, and then like we're talking like this close to power lines again, and then I thought I was gonna just land in the water. I thought I was gonna have to like hit it down.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's scary, yeah. I haven't felt like that in a while.
Like out of control.
Yeah, but like,
But
yeah,
scared.
it's scary. Like getting a new toy, and then
Getting it. It's so typical, like the morning of Christmas, opening a
Yeah.
new gift like a drone, and then not knowing what to do with it, and then it
or like an
destroyed.
e-bike and like
Totally.
crashing or something. But yeah,
That is so funny to me.
But yeah,
Just the
it got me
scene
excited. I mean, drones
cracked
are
me up.
cool.
Yeah, you're into the drones?
I like the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, especially just I think a different perspective, and not many people are using
Yeah.
drones in content. I mean,
No, I love a drone shot. Any
unless
experience,
like you
any
have obviously like
camping.
YouTubers. I mean, that's just like big
Can you
YouTubers
imagine if
though.
you're camping like edge of the world
Intros
and
and
you're like, and it's like showing, and then like the edge of the cliff, and then like how far vast it is, and like
I would pretend
where you
like
are.
I'm like doing a selfie with my phone, and
Uh
then I'm like, oh, and then just.
huh. No,
Chad.
there's so many cool things to do.
Yeah, but I want the.
But you gotta, Kaden, of course, is like, new toy? How about a newer toy? He's like, what's
Well,
the best one I could get?
yeah.
That's just you've always been like that. Since
I
you
mean,
were the bae.
this is a different.
You'll get used to it, and then once you really get into it, you know.
I think I'm pretty used to it. It's just the battery.
The battery. Well, even a really, 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 really nice drone, it's like it depends, 20 to 40 minute battery life for like a very expensive drone.
I don't think so.
Like a $400 drone. I'm not joking.
That's not expensive.
40 minutes.
Though. That's the thing.
Okay.
If we're talking drones.
No, I know, but I'm talking like a $400 to $500 drone. It's like still a 40-minute shoot.
But that's if you're recording fully in 4K.
Sure.
Straight.
I mean, I just know when me and Jules were shooting Tempe, and we were shooting like the streets and the whatever, like getting drone pictures and videos.
Because it's not only recording,
only had 40
the
minutes.
battery's using it to record, but to fucking fly.
Yes, exactly.
It's a lot of power and something
small. And the memory.
It's wild. I remember like where drones were first coming out, but now it's just
oh my God, like the future is here. But now it's so.
I mean, it is a good way to. I mean, I've seen TikToks of people like they see like the split screen is the pilot, and they have like the VR glasses, like with the really insane drones, and then showing like the footage of like the commercial, like right, like going in a restaurant, like going under a Cheers, and then in the kitchen.
I saw that.
I'm like, what a cool way to.
What a cool gig.
Money. Yeah. Oh, we need you to.
And you're standing just outside the restaurant.
You're not necessarily.
You're calling times.
Are you directing that though?
It's like you're directing and producing. You could have someone with you assisting that is making sure that everyone's hitting their mark, because you can't also be checking the interior and driving from the exterior. But me and Jules did like a vacant restaurant that we were shooting. I mean, the video turned out really cool. Did you see the video?
I've been seeing videos though of the rest of the Tempe Town Lake, like the development that's going to be there. You were right. The Ferris wheel and everything.
I know.
She knew before.
Was right about everything.
People even thought
Novus is now up. Like there's Fox restaurants at the Novus.
Yeah,
like,
that's all up.
That's all
Blanco,
up. It's
Flower
so crazy.
Child, and
2022 was all just kind of like. 2021 is when I started hearing about that.
But it's a 15-year project apparently.
Yeah. No, it is.
To do another bridge.
It takes time. It's billions of dollars.
I know, but it's like the next thing you know, it's like, oh shit, it's up. You know, 15 later.
Oh my God, I'm 50. Literally.
Chill. 46?
I'll be 32 this year. I already feel 32.
Yeah, but think about like when you're 42, you're going to be not doing exactly what you're doing, but you can still have fun, right? Like
I'm going to live at least 80 something.
I mean, when you're 42, soon I'll be 12. Like, be hanging out with your.
I know, and I even think now about people that had kids kind of shortly after high school. Like they have middle schoolers. I'm like,
yeah. One of my classmates, Ashley, she was in student council with me. She's like, it was like her son's birthday, and then she say like happy 8th birthday. I was like,
and you're like,
I know, it's wild.
You're like, I haven't even been in a relationship.
And she just had another one. She had a third kid.
I also have friends that are having third kids. And I'm like, whoa, we're a little young. I actually just I think I feel like a lot younger than I am.
I think kid in the 30s is good.
I love the age we had Sienna.
I mean, there's no right way, but.
There is no. And everyone's situation is so different.
You're also
people have
more
family support.
It's kind of like when you get famous later in life, like assuming so, right?
Right. It's like overnight success.
Yeah, but kids that get famous, like they don't, like I feel like you're just not, you don't have other life experience to handle that chaos.
You're not one with reality.
Or with yourself, like.
Oh, totally.
But are you ever with yourself?
I feel pretty one.
Juan?
What else? Life updates. I've
We didn't
decided.
record
Oh,
last week because
a couple housekeeping items. We did not record last week, and we did not make an announcement that we weren't having an episode because I think we were kind of
But I
trying
think
to.
it was.
But it was going to be impossible. Kaden did a 5-day in a row waste management, bartending, or bar backing
bender.
shift for just days.
I had to leave
in a
at
row.
8. I didn't get back till 6. 5 days in a row. On top of
5 days
already
in a
like
row.
working 2 days prior at the restaurant. There's no
It was
way.
a lot of back to back. So we
Oh,
were working all
gosh.
Friday, and then Friday we were officially going out test driving cars, and then we were like, maybe we record Monday or Tuesday, but then Monday and Tuesday was like when we were actually going and getting the car and like figuring all that out. So, and I was on the phone like
But stuff like that
with the lender and the dealer all day
there's
Monday. So it was just like
there's no need to.
we don't need to ruin our lives to do something that's like a
Stress
hobby
something
that
more.
we enjoy.
Yeah.
Because that episode would have just been like
I was about to say that if we recorded that,
just,
we
like,
wouldn't.
stressed and like, but I don't know. It wouldn't have been like the best. But anyways, we're back. We got a car. We've had no car for 3 weeks. We finally found the one. I'm so glad that I spent the time that I did researching because I just feel like we got such a good deal. We're like under on the loan. We already have equity in the car, which is amazing. Even after like taxes and fees and like gap insurance, like we still have equity in the car. So when we could refinance and, get like a better monthly. But I love the car so much. We got a Mazda CX-5, Mazda fam. I've always wanted like an import, like I love Japanese cars. So I'm just really excited to have this car. And it is in such amazing condition. It had less than 60,000 miles. Literally perfect family car. We love it so much. I love it so much. Coming from a 2014 Ford Escape that was constantly breaking down on us.
I mean, you guys
we put in thousands, like
thousands.
Yeah. I know. I had to take equity out of the car in like 2021, about $3,000 to fix the transmission. And it hit like 130,000 miles and like the transmission had to be fully rebuilt and replaced. And it was going to be like $5,000. So I'm like, the car's not even worth $5,000 at this point. So that's when you know. That's when you know time to move on. And this guy that we got this new car from liquidated our car for us, still gave us a decent trade-in value. He paid to have someone come and tow it away for us. And we're just like, wow, the homie. Everything worked out so well. Nothing
loaded week.
Feels better than just like finally having a car after not having one. Like I was just talking to Matt the other day, like there's only a few things in life that make you feel just like so unsettled and like your life is in limbo. One of that is like if your house is being renovated or your kitchen's being renovated and you can't like cook in your kitchen, like that makes you feel like in limbo and unsettled. Not having a car makes you just feel so like my life is on pause until I figure this out. Like it's just one of those things. So now I'm like, oh my God, I can make a haircut appointment. I can like there's just all these things that I've been wanting to do. I need a teeth cleaning. Like I can now go and make those appointments and know that I have a car to go to them in.
Yeah.
So I feel just such a sense of relief. And we just wrapped a huge wedding. We're wrapping it today, and that's going to be sent to print. And that's been another thing that I've been stressed about. So once that's away, my mind is clear.
Until the next thing.
Well, that's the thing. I just started another wedding project, but it's just nice to wrap one up so I can fully focus on the next one. But
yeah, I still gotta get that. I don't know if I talked about it last time. The year big ass calendar. Yeah.
Or just a calendar.
But I think the perspective of seeing it.
I know. We talked about it.
I still have to do that though, because after I stopped, everything was kind of mental notes, and on my laptop as well. But I mean, also the consecutive work day, dude, another like sense of limbo. Like you just feel like you're just literally waking up and sleeping for work.
Living to work. And that's not how you operate best.
Not at all.
You don't live to work.
I didn't
you work
out
live.
for a whole week. But yeah, work-life balance is important.
It's so important. And that is forever. I mean, that's just like a forever thing, honestly. I don't know that
Yeah,
you
why would
ever
you?
have it figured out because you're always shifting what you want to do for work, always shifting what you want to do for pleasure.
Yeah,
Like your weekends have changed now that you're in a relationship. I feel like there's just always evolution there, but
stress. It's also stressing me out in a sense. Uh, with the lifetime starting back up,
yeah.
which is wild.
Did you talk to? We don't need to talk about all that on camera. I have a frog in my throat.
Oh
Did you hear
yeah,
that?
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah, we can talk about that
Okay.
off the
Off
record.
cam.
But lifetime starting up the 28th, March 1st. That's I don't know if I mentioned on the pod, but I'm really excited about it just because we renovated.
Oh my God.
It's like a nice break, having both jobs and then going
Yes.
to somewhere that's just like I don't
It's
know.
not the daily grind, same place, same shit. It's like a little bit here, a little bit there,
Yeah.
mixing it up, different scenery.
So it
You get
is
to be
good in that
outside.
sense. It's just, I mean, like you mentioned, the relationship aspect. Because then my like Saturdays until like 5 p.m. are gone,
Yeah.
which I think is kind of the big thing. But we good.
But it's all temporary as well. It's like, that's the thing. It's a season
Yeah.
of life.
Or how everything like is supposed to work out is like how it will.
Yeah.
So maybe
Follow,
I just gotta stay
follow you.
grateful and not because I feel like this year I've been in a big mindset of like, gotta do that, gotta do that, gotta do that,
Yeah.
instead of like, I'm doing that.
Yeah. I feel that in some aspects. I feel like my mindset, I've shifted to like start to become obsessed with the things that I know are good for me instead of it being like a task or a need. Like recently, I've become obsessed with flossing. I've been using a water flosser and I honestly don't like it. I don't
Really?
feel like my mouth is getting as clean as it could. And so I recently started flossing and I'm like, I'm obsessed.
Oh,
It feels just so squeaky clean. Like it feels so much better
I've
than a
been
water
doing a
flosser.
method where maybe if you want to try out the water flosser, but it's like a sweep before you mop, right? So floss first and then brush your teeth. Feel the difference.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
Or if you're also
But
gonna
you have the
floss,
water
like floss
flosser.
behind your teeth too.
Uh-huh.
That fucks me up when I do that. Because I
Like
realize
what?
that, yeah, I go a lot. I go
Blech.
the point between my big teeth
Yeah.
behind it. The little floss got hit it, and I was just like,
Ah.
literally looks like in the movies where you get punched in their mouth and like,
you come out.
yeah, I was like kind of
Lost.
scared though. Like it was straight blood.
Oh my God. No, I understand.
I'm dying.
No, but that is the thing is shifting the mindset to be like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with flossing. Like as if I'm upset, like the same way I'm obsessed with reality TV. You know what I mean? Like I'm obsessed with budgeting with the spreadsheet and with checking the accounts every day and with saving. Like also, there is so much immediate gratification with these certain things like flossing, immediate gratification, saving money, just as much of a serotonin spike or a dopamine hit as like spending money. Like, you know how you like get into that habit of spending because you're like seeking these like dopamine hits, you know what I mean? Like however short lived they are for the purchase and then awaiting the package and then, and then it kind of goes away after you have the thing. Same chemicals, I think, are working when you're like putting money into savings and then you see your savings grow right then and there. You know what I mean? Just that's where I'm at in life is just becoming more obsessed with things that I know are good for me instead of like, I think it's a lot of it is just perspective and like shifting the energy around it.
It's just a
mindset. And the mindset. Yeah.
It's just like when you react or have like emotional
blocks.
Yeah, but like you can choose, like everything in life is a decision, right? So something happens, you get cut off, blah blah blah. Right. You choose like how you react to it.
Yeah.
Which
you
is
can
like
either road rage.
That's the thing though. If you can control that, then that's I mean, there's nothing in life that can affect you.
Yeah. And you shouldn't let other people affect you.
I know.
Because you just want to be able to move through life, easy breezy, beautiful, cover girl, But it's just
without like fearing what people think about you or just so I mean that's like a lot of
mental gymnastics.
But caused by like just growing up in society.
Totally.
I wonder if we can raise Sienna to
Have
like by
no
10.
fear.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of that is letting them discover who they are themselves without like labeling and like, oh, you're so this, oh, you're so that, oh, you're so like some people reinforce like, oh, you're so shy, you're so shy, you're so shy. The more you're told that, the more you tend to believe it. Like me growing up, I've been not necessarily like by family, but literally by friends. Oh my God, you're so unathletic. You're so unathletic. You're so unathletic. Like I've been literally told that my entire life by so many people that I'm like, I guess I'm not athletic. You know what I mean? That you just literally take that on as your identity.
What you truly believe becomes reality.
Well, that's the thing. And like being surrounded it or having that reinforced or being labeled, you just become that, I guess. But I guess with Sienna, we're very, very cognizant to just not label anything she's doing and make that like her personality and like put that on her because then she'll grow up being like, oh, I'm shy or oh, I'm this or oh, I'm being dramatic. Like just letting her find her way on her own in that sense. Because I could go on, but I won't.
We're just preaching.
Preach.
Become obsessed with water.
I know. That's got to be the next thing. That's got to be the next thing. It wants me to want it, you know? Some nights
I
I'm like,
want you.
so thirsty. Like I haven't drank in 2 weeks. But then I'm like, well, that's accurate. So that'll be the next thing I become obsessed with. I'm about to be so obsessed with drinking water that I'm never leaving the toilet because I'm peeing so much. I think.
But then your body will adapt. Your body adapts.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a roadblock for me. It's like I hate wasting time on the toy. I wish we'd never had to use the restroom. Did you ever hit record?
I know that scared me, but I did. Yeah.
My heart can't handle it.
I know, because I was on like other apps, and then I was like, "Oh fuck." Yeah, we're good.
Okay, I'll check the cams in a moment. But anyways, I'll become obsessed with drinking water, flossing. What else? Maybe waking up early. Maybe going to bed early. I'll be so obsessed with sleeping at 8 p.m. That's difficult, though, huh? No, it's difficult because I feel my most like some people are just naturally more energized in the evening or in the morning, but it never both. And I've always felt like a surge of energy or like a second wind, if you will, around 10 p.m. to where I could stay up super late. If I was like had a task I was working on, I feel a creative surge in the evening, sometimes really late at night. But then I wake up and I'm like, I can't do this today. And then midday, I'm like, okay, we're back. So again, balance.
Is that where that started? Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to remember where we went with that.
Work-life
balance.
Love your life.
Love what you do every day. Which is hard when
do it for you.
It's hard because we need money to live. But I do love what I do for money, so that's good. And I think Logan's pretty happy with where he's at right now. And I'm enjoying the health benefits since getting married and getting on that health insurance. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I feel like an adult. It's nice to like be an adult, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with being an adult.
I'm obsessed with being a grown-up bitch. We can move on from life updates. That's all I have, really.
Yeah, we're just busy last week.
It's been busy.
Every day, so we can take the week off when we want.
Yeah. We don't fucking owe you shit. No, I'm just kidding. We love doing it. But I feel bad when I don't post, like, at least an update. Like,
I mean.
But also, I'm like, who's listening? Not me every week, like, we have no listeners. Everyone listening is 58. Like, okay. We do have a topic today. I honestly was trying to come up with a good segue.
Oh,
it's a mystery. What? No, I really want to think of a segue. Hold on.
A segue from balancing life with work to make your anger
Okay.
disappear.
Oh, to make your anxieties
What you don't
vanish.
know, you don't know.
What do we know? We don't know shit. And you know what else? I can't think of a good
That's
segue.
fine.
Okay. I Today we're talking about mysterious disappearances throughout history. Because I am not like a true crime person. I don't really look into cold cases. I'm not like someone that's doing a lot of that. But beyond Moidas, there's a lot of mysterious disappearances that don't necessarily even point to like there's been a Moida. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a list? Do you want to go back and forth?
I got one.
Okay.
I don't have a list, but I
I'll
can go
start
in
with
one for
one.
detail.
I'll start with my story and then you can go into your story. Today, Kaden and listeners, I'm going to tell you about the mystery of DB Cooper, the man who vanished into thin air. This is one of the most infamous unsolved disappearances in American history. FYI.
Well,
The heist happened on November 24th, 1971. On Thanksgiving Eve, a mysterious man boarded the Northwest Orient Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon. And it's crazy, us being from Portland, never heard of this. Granted, it was before our time. I digress. He was headed to Seattle. He was dressed in a black suit. He was polite, well spoken, unassuming. His name was Dan Cooper, but due to the news reporting errors, he became known as DB Cooper, which probably doesn't help with the whole disappearance of it all, that they didn't even have his name right. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to a flight attendant. She assumed it was his phone number and ignored it. And then he whispers, "Miss, you better read that. I have a bomb." And then the note demanded $200,000 in cash, which was equivalent to $1.5 million today. Isn't that crazy? In the 70s, $200,000 was $1.5 million. And that's just on inflation. Heinous. Okay, the note demanded the $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, a fuel truck on standby in Seattle for refueling. I assumed the plane. The airline and the FBI complied, and when the plane landed in Seattle, all the passengers were released, the ransom was delivered, but he wasn't done yet. After refueling the plane, he ordered the pilots to fly to Mexico City at an extremely slow speed and low altitude, and somewhere over the dense forest of the Pacific Northwest near the Washington-Oregon border, he jumped out of the plane with the money, wearing only the business suit and the parachute. This is like a movie. Like, I can't believe this is something that someone really did. Okay. Then he literally vanished. Was never found.
where was he dropped?
He ordered them to fly to Mexico City, but somewhere over the dense forest of the Pacific Northwest, he jumped out of the plane with the money. The search and the theories. So the FBI launched one of the most extensive manhunts in history, scouring the forests of Washington and Oregon, and not a single trace, dead or alive, was ever found. In 1980, a young boy found $5,800 in decomposing $20 bills buried near the Columbia River that matched the ransom money's serial numbers, but only $5,800. So like $200,000 cash, like, is a fuck ton of money. Some theorists believe that he died on impact because the night was stormy, he was not dressed for the elements, and the terrain was unforgiving. Yeah, you're only in a business suit. You only have the parachute and the money. You didn't pack another bag. Like, you don't have clothes. You don't have the shoes for it. He was in loafers.
Yeah, but
But
the money bags.
if he's in the dense forest, how is he getting out? What's his escape plan? He clearly had a plan. Didn't have a bomb, I believe. But I'm like, what was the plan and like why? Like, so weird. Why couldn't you just
That's the only evidence was that kid finding that cash?
Yes, some theorists believe that he died on impact. I already said that. Others believe he survived, disappeared into a new identity, possibly in South America or the Pacific Northwest. Over the years, dozens of suspects have emerged. one person's like, oh, his brother, like, he's like, oh, I think it was my brother that did this. One man's niece claimed that he disappeared after Thanksgiving in 71. So, like, people thought that, which her last name's Cooper. So I'm like, wait. A man whose niece claimed he disappeared after Thanksgiving 1971 with an injury. So he was potentially injured. That's interesting. A man pulled off an identical hijacking 5 months later, but was caught. So people are like, maybe it was the same person. If he survived, he would likely be in his 90s today. That's the thing. He's probably not like still alive, but I wonder if he survived that incident because if they knew where he was dropped and they sent a manhunt, they would have found remains and money remains. Like,
Just so weird that, I mean, potentially you can just
disappear.
from society.
I mean, I'm sure that's what he wanted the money for was to like start a new life. But it's like to go about it so aggressively and publicly to where like you become infamous. How do you hide after that when your face is being plastered all over the news?
Barely though. Like a lot of the face, like others, just drawings.
Sure. And back then, 70s, less techie.
Or yeah, spread of information.
Some people believe he was a CIA operative, part of a cover-up, or potentially involved in Vietnam-era Black Ops missions. But that's all like so speculative with the very little information that there is. He remains the only unsolved case of air piracy in U.S. history. No body, no parachute, no answers. Was he a criminal mastermind, a lucky amateur, or someone who got away with the impossible?
Back then, if you had money, it's wild that like the earth is so big, you could literally become someone else.
Yes, disappear.
Disappear,
I mean, what if he did
and then reappear in a different country or
Yes. What if he had other IDs ready to go? Like, what if he did have a little, crossbody with like another passport and like a whole new identity? Maybe he had a little cabin in the Pacific Northwest to escape to. Maybe he had it that planned out and all he needed
no
was
evidence
the money.
though? Well, that's what I'm saying though. Because what if he went north to like British Columbia?
He could have crossed the border into Canada.
So
easily.
But yeah, it's so dense and there's nothing out there.
So it's like, how did he live for days without food? What if there was somebody else working with him that
if he had the plan of
to collect him? If he went as far as being on the plane in nothing but a suit, he had to have had some sort of landing plan, some sort of package, or something waiting for him.
Wasn't there a fuel waiting for him, or was that planned?
Part of the request was that
in
Seattle, waiting for him was fuel to refuel the plane so that it could go back up and take him where he wanted to go. But again, he requested Mexico City, but then jumped out during Pacific Northwest, which
right away.
What, they opened the door for him? Huh? The plane opened the door for him? You can't just, unless he did the emergency exit.
It was a Boeing 727.
Boeing. Isn't that so weird?
See what a Boeing 727 looks like.
He hijacked a plane. Only, it was a lot of money.
It's a commercial airline.
Yeah. It was just a simple Portland to Seattle.
How do you do that?
But then what? Did he pull an emergency exit door to jump out? It's just really weird.
Yeah, there's like
it's odd behavior.
A picture of what it would look like.
Good Lord.
Huge plane.
He could have, if he had a parachute, one would suggest he knows how to jump out of a plane with a parachute.
I don't think he died on impact because that would have been found.
Not only that, if he was confident enough to jump out of a plane with a parachute, that does make me think he was from the military or he was like he had experience in that. To be that confident to go on a plane and do all that and then jump out and not think he would die.
Which is wild because how often were hijacks back then?
Not
until
often.
2001.
That's a good question. Wait, let me ask.
Because you think that would be a more common thing. There was barely any security.
It's true. Pre 9/11, very lax.
Just like a bus station, or like a train station.
Aircraft hijackings have occurred since the early days of aviation, with the first recorded incident in 1931. The frequency has increased over decades, peaking between 68 and 72, with 300 incidents globally. In the U.S. alone, there was more than 130 hijackings in that short period of time, between 68 and 72, this being one of them. And I'm like, what was happening late 60s, early 70s in American history that people were hijacking planes. And to what end?
After the assassination of JFK,
Which
CIA.
was a CIA op.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, he died. That was in '63, but also November 22nd. So, just 2 days,
Before.
5 years
Uh-huh.
before the hijack.
The next one.
Of DB.
Of DB boy.
Well, I guess that's a segue into the vanishing
in recent decades. Sorry.
of Malaysia Airlines.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one because I still am like, I can't believe that's like a modern day like disappearance.
A whole fucking plane.
In recent decades, the number of hijackings has significantly decreased, obviously. For instance, in 2021, there's only 3 worldwide, none of which resulted in fatalities. The decline is obviously the added security measures since 9/11. It's made it increasingly rare in modern aviation, which is good because that's so fucking scary to be like so vulnerable in the sky in a vessel you can't drive. I can't fly a plane.
Moving rocket or bomb.
No, it's so scary. And all the plane crashes lately, like, really had me just.
Do you see the in San Diego
unwell.
the fighter jet that just
yes
fucking.
Did you see Scottsdale Airport?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
collided.
Yeah, that fighter jet was fucking scary.
The plane was
the Motley Crue guy and Vince Vaughn.
What?
Their planes.
Vince Vaughn's plane?
Yeah. At Scottsdale Airport like a week ago. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah, I don't know.
They're like, no plane is safe. Commercial, private, military.
Another one. I know people are saying that like we're getting hacked.
Like hijacked by
computer-wise.
But also all these safety measures were just decreased by Trump. All these aviation. We can not get into that. Let's hear about Malaysia.
So the overview of the incident, this was in 2014, March 8th.
2014.
It vanished while flying from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to Beijing, China. It carried 239 people, passengers and crew. Despite one of the largest and most expensive aviation searches in history, the main wreckage has never been found. The most expensive aviation search. Whoa. Leaving one of the greatest modern aviation mysteries unsolved.
Wow.
The last known moments. It departed at 12:41 a.m. from the airport in Malaysia. Just about 30 minutes later, the last transmission from the plane's aircraft was sent, indicating all systems were normal. And then 10 minutes after that, the final voice communication was recorded from the cockpit. Good night, Malaysian 370.
That's so ominous.
And then 2 minutes after that, the train's transponder was turned off while flying over the South China Sea. The next minute, the Malaysian military radar detected a plane making an unexpected turn westward, crossing back over the Malaysian peninsula into the Andaman Sea. Andaman. This was not part of its planned route. Mm-hmm. The plane was tracked for over an hour before it disappeared from radar at 2:22 a.m.
Yikes. And where was it going when it was being tracked in that hour? Like, was it, like, where was she going?
I don't know. Maybe, well, I'll just see a map.
So they diverted away from going to China because it was from Malaysia to China. And then they diverted away from China once they got to the south.
Going westward. So maybe, let's see real quick. Let me see a map. Just do the. Pretty crazy. Let's see. I do need a better view. Okay. This is kind of confusing. Yeah, so they're just crossed. Oh, so it looks like they're going this way. Can you see? Mm-hmm. So they're going a straight shot to Beijing, but then they took a weird route back, kind of towards Malaysia. Straight back.
Well, what's the
that's where they lost
near
contact.
Thailand.
the Gulf of Thailand was where it all occurred, which is like not that big, but it is.
And also, you can't really say like that was like, oh, foreign interference or like Thailand. Like, what beef they got? They're so unproblematic, I think.
And
I
they're
mean, that's
still
just
searching underwater, which is wild.
What?
In the Indian Ocean.
So
I
that's the
think.
thing. 0 plane, 0 people have been found. And that is what the theme of these disappearances are, or the reoccurring whatever. It's like no remains, no nothing.
This is
That
some
could
theories and speculations.
I'm curious.
Since it disappeared without distress calls or any clear explanation, several theories have emerged. Number 1, pilot suicide or murder-suicide. One of the most discussed theories is that the captain crashed the plane in a murder-suicide. They found that the captain had practiced a flight route on his home simulator, similar to the final known path,
Okay.
ending in the remote southern Indian Ocean.
Premeditated
That's weird.
murder.
That's crazy, like the depths they go.
Why not just kill yourself?
Home simulator. Fucking weird. Some experts believe he depressurized the cabin, causing hypoxia, the lack of oxygen, that would have knocked out
Suffocated
passengers
everyone.
and crew, allowing him to fly the plane alone to its fate. However, no strong evidence links him definitively to such a plot. Number 2, hijacking. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Theory suggests hijacker terrorists took control of the plane.
But to what
One
end
hypothesis
there?
is that someone in the cockpit disabled communication and rerouted the aircraft, either as part of a failed ransom attempt or an attack. No terrorist group claimed responsibility. Duh.
But if there was a ransom involved, it would have been over the radio. Like, I need this
No
money in this
distress call,
location.
though.
That's the thing.
This is
It's like
2014, so I mean,
so recently.
11 years, but still.
Ugh.
A fire or catastrophic failure. If a fire broke out, it could explain why communication suddenly stops. Some suggest the pilots attempted to turn back toward Malaysia for an emergency landing, but were overcome by smoke.
Mm-hmm.
A cyber hijacking or remote takeover, which is so possible, which is why it was so weird that Black Hawk and
I know,
airplane.
straight down. How deep do you think it went? Because that speed.
What? Oh, I was thinking about that.
I'm like,
it was a nosedive.
How much more down did it go? It didn't seem like a crash. It was like, I mean, maybe, but sometimes with the crash it looks slow.
But I think at that point the pilot's probably already ejected. You would hope, but can you imagine what that would look like from your first person view, to be going straight down, but then ejecting and then seeing a plane go right past you?
No.
It's so weird.
There's just
things we'll never see in our life.
I was going to say, there are just some human experiences. The fact that some people experience them, whether it's war, whether it's things like that are so unfathomable, and yet humans' brains,
but only to them,
are not wired to really prepare you for things like that. That would put you straight into PTSD. You know what I mean? Or have some just lasting effects if you were to survive something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not built for things like that. We're just built for frolicking in the meadows and hunting, gathering. It's just crazy some of the experiences that people have.
That shot
are
down.
So unfathomable.
Yeah.
No, I hated that clip. Just the impact. I'm like,
well, not only that, but I was talking about the helicopter that hit the airline in DC.
Yes. 100%. Wild.
It's just so weird. The news cycle, it's that's done being talked about.
Well, there was another and another, and it's there's so many things. I still wonder about that Francis Scott Key Bridge that got taken out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
In Baltimore?
And the cars that were driving on it, you didn't hear anything about any of the victims of that. It's just
That's
odd.
why there's we just have so much information that you almost don't want any anymore.
I know. It's overloading.
Because there was a time where we would not know about any of these things in the early 2000s.
I know.
We'd just be fucking walking to school.
Yeah, us personally, because our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe, I guess on the internet.
But that's the thing, the news is also selective with what they choose to report on. So I'm curious how many crashes like that actually happen.
That's what I'm saying.
And now it's
only
just
being highlighted because that's all you see.
Or is it actually that rare? IDK. I'll look into it. I don't fucking
I know,
know.
because that's, I mean, Lily can be manipulated by the
I
news.
know.
The shot down theory. I'm almost done. They say that it might have been mistakenly shot down by military force since there was sensitive military areas near, and a shoot down could have led to a cover up, but no government has admitted to such an event. Of course not. The search and discovery of debris. The largest aviation search, it costed over $160 million.
Oh.
It just focused on the southern Indian Ocean, where satellite data suggested the plane's final location. 2015-2016, pieces of the wreckage washed ashore on an island in Madagascar and Mozambique. The discovered debris confirmed that it crashed into the ocean, but the main wreckage and black boxes remain missing. Current status and unsolved questions. Why did the plane deviate from its route? Who, if anyone, was responsible for its disappearance? And where is the main wreckage? It remains open, but that's what's just so scary. It's like, I mean, it's even harder than a needle in a haystack. You're looking for a plane
in the ocean that could have sank so deep.
I just hate the ocean. It's so funny.
No, I hate the ocean. One of my biggest fears
so
is
big.
like a plane crash over the ocean. Like,
I always have this weird feeling that I feel like I could make it out. What's that one? What was that one show?
I shouldn't be alive. Yeah. That actually gave me some nightmares. Yeah, I think it still affects me. The shark episode.
Well, speaking of planes, you ever watched that movie of the Argentinian, I think, rugby team that crashed in like the Alps?
No.
No way. Are you serious?
Oh. Is it a
movie?
Or
like they crashed in Argentina, but yeah, it's a movie, but it's a true story as well. I don't know how long they were gone, but they were gone for a long time, and they had to end up eating like those that died.
That makes me so sick.
But they had to and then
but
one guy went back.
Is it worth it?
Like I think 40 miles or like an insane distance to go to the nearest village and save the rest. But I mean, no, you have to. I don't think anyone realizes like the will to survive.
No, it's true. But some people actually don't have that, I think.
Well, maybe those would just rather die.
I heard this true story of this this group of friends that was out on a boat and they got drifted out to sea. They didn't have help. They literally had no choice but to swim to the closest island. I forget this whole circumstance around it, but they literally had no choice but to get out of the boat and just swim for as long as they could. And there was 4 people in the group. There was 2 guys, 2 girls. And one of the girls was just the whole time like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And then like this one girl was just like, she said she was just like really focused. They swam for hours and hours and hours and hours. But the one girl from the beginning that just like had so much doubt and was like, we can't do this. I can't do this. She got eaten by a shark, like immediatamente. Like not even 30 minutes in. She was like, I don't know if I can do this. Literally the girl in the front turned around and she said she just saw... Just knowing you're in shark-infested waters, seeing someone get eaten behind you, that would put a motherfucking pep in my step. Dude, I used to be afraid of swimming in our like house pool.
Yeah. Well, it was a black bottom.
When it got dark, I actually felt like it was bottomless, like, and it was possible. That's a weird feeling. To like,
or like swimming even in the lake. I mean, I would swim in June Lake, but it was still kind of creepy. Just
I've swam in Lake Tahoe.
What's below me, you know?
And I've just heard all those. I think I've talked about this.
The dead bodies
that get dropped by the mob in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, that's like a huge thing.
Just thinking about. I
mean, people say that about almost every lake.
I just don't like things like touching my feet that I don't know like what it is. Like
it's tough. I mean, I went swimming
sensory wise
when I visited Arturo in Pensacola. We went to like a restaurant in the little nub of Alabama. So we were in Alabama, but we went in the ocean, and we didn't realize it, but there was like literally jellyfish all around us.
Oh my god!
Scary. Like we're talking like how me and you distance. I know. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I've never been stung by a jelly.
It's shitty waters too.
Yeah,
I mean, those beaches are ass. But I mean, I can't. Yeah, Pacific Ocean is where it's at. I mean, Pacific, even Hawaii.
Baby.
Those fucking waves are crazy.
Yeah.
It's more ocean, man.
I digress. I'm scared of swimming. Okay,
yeah, but
speaking of swimming. I have a couple that are less like global sensation, mysteries, and more just like, what the fuck happened here? So I'm going to dive into a couple of those. May 14th, 2008, 19-year-old Brandon Swanson was driving home to Marshall, Minnesota after a college party, and around midnight, his car veered into a ditch and on a back road near the town of Lind. Stranded but uninjured, he called his parents for help. He stayed on the phone for 47 minutes as they drove around looking for him. He said he was walking toward a nearby town and even described the landmarks that he passed, but his parents could not find him. Then at exactly 12:30 a.m., his father heard Brandon abruptly say, "Oh shit." Then,
Oh, yeah.
then
I just
the
read that.
line went dead, never to be seen again, vanished in thin air. His car was found exactly where he said it was, but there were zero signs of him. Police and search dogs traced his scent to a riverbank, but it abruptly stopped, which, if a scent stops at a river, I tend to think he was like, oh shit, river.
Fell in the river.
But even then, it's like, if you have the wherewithal to say, oh shit, it's like, what your surroundings are enough to like, I don't know. If he fell into the river, his body should have surfaced, but it never did. Some believe he was abducted, maybe attacked by an animal, but there was zero signs of struggle. Literally just no signs of anything.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Others think he could have wandered into the wilderness, but then why did his scent stop at the water? But then it's like,
Damn.
if he went in the water, there would have been a phone found.
There. Well, also, if you're in the water, how long does it take for a body to decompose in it? I think a really long time.
Kind of a long time, but either they should have found clothing doesn't decompose like that. His phone would have been found. No remains.
2008.
No clothing, no phone, and then the last words he ever spoke was "oh shit," which is
creepy.
So creepy and ominous. Do you think that it is possible that sometimes
alien abduction?
Not necessarily, but maybe
fall in a different dimension.
Fall into a different dimension to where he's literally describing to his parents where they are, and they're like, "We're here and we don't see you." You know what I mean? It's kind of
like with planes disappearing in the Bermuda Triangle vibe.
Yeah. Sometimes I really wonder. I mean, I've even heard of stories of people driving on the freeway, looking at a sign, looking down, kind of losing like track of like, their mind is wandering for a moment. And then they like look back and they've skipped 50 miles in 5 minutes because they just, I don't know portals. What it is. It's like portals or there's a lot. We should do a thing on that next time because there are so many stories like that people who even have another person in the car that could corroborate the story or like these two. I know this like story of a couple that like went to sleep and woke up and like had a whole day and then went to sleep and then woke up and it was like the same day or like just weird things. Like this one. February 9th, 2004, 21-year-old, not necessarily the thing I was just saying, but kind of like similar. A nursing student at UMass Amherst crashed her car on a desolate road in Woodsville, New Hampshire. A passing motorist stopped and offered help, but she said no because she'd already called AAA. AAA never received a call. 10 minutes later, when police arrived, she was completely missing. Her car was locked with her wallet, keys, and cell phone missing. No one saw her leave on foot. Search dogs lost her scent only 100 yards from the crash site. Did she run away on purpose? Had she packed belongings before leaving campus? But why crash the car? Because then you would like want your car if you're trying to like escape or run away or start a new life or whatever. Like, why crash your car? Was she picked up by someone, a friend, a stranger, or something more sinister? Some people believe she staged her disappearance, but why not leave a clue behind? She was never seen again. No remains, no confirmed sightings, just the empty car, that one stranger conversation, and then nothing. So did AAA receive a call? I mean, they say no. Why would she lie about that? Why didn't she want help? How was she never seen again? Because some people who go missing like this, they're not like sleuth, like CIA level, like could run. Like I don't know that the average person could run away, never be seen again, without like family reporting you missing, and you know what I mean, like your picture being plastered places. Like I just don't see how the common person could get away with never being seen again.
What, especially everything modern, we have now, yes, tracking and
social media, even.
But I don't know. Yeah, the world is so big.
I know.
Like, how many people disappear in foreign countries?
I know.
I mean, there's a crazy rate of like Native American women that disappear.
Mm.
There's kind of a movie about it with Jeremy Renner. Pretty good. Pretty fucked up, but
And you don't think that has anything to do with them like being taken?
yeah, that.
Oh,
But
oh, oh.
still never be
But
seen.
just like gone without a trace.
I mean, we haven't even
So
discussed
sad. There's so many things we haven't discussed. Like there's
like
so
trafficking.
many.
Like,
No,
those people
no,
disappear.
literally. Babies being
Ugh.
stolen from hospitals. That's a thing.
Yeah, that's awful.
No, horrific. Horrific. There's so many. There are so many.
Yeah, I just. Oh gosh, yeah.
Like lots of car situations where like a car is found wrecked, but then the person's nowhere to be seen. A geologist vanishes in the Arizona desert. His car was found wrecked, nowhere to be seen, never seen again. Someone vanished from a hair salon in broad daylight, leaving behind half-eaten food and an unlocked cash register at the salon. She like owned this hair salon and she left her lunch, an unopened cash or unlocked cash register, and then was never seen again. It's just like, are these people being abducted? Do you think that there's a million things that could have happened and like likely a little bit of everything? Or do you think it's like mostly abductions?
But those that like run away into the forest, or
Mm-hmm.
like I just read one. It was the disappearance. The disappearance of
Who?
Lars
Lars.
Mitten.
Yep.
Mitten.
I have that on my list too. Go ahead.
Mine's super brief though, so
Okay.
you can go.
Sure. Oh,
So you can explain. Mine just gives me like a 2 cents.
well, same. Young man.
Minor injury.
Mine just says young man on vacation runs out of an airport seemingly terrified into the wilderness and was never seen again.
German tourist suffered a minor injury while vacationing in Bulgaria. A doctor advised him not to fly due to his ear condition, so he stayed behind while his friends left. Surveillance footage later captured him sprinting out of the airport in a panic, climbing a fence, and disappearing in the wilderness. He's never been seen again.
See,
but how do you climb a fucking airport fence in 2014?
Yeah, I know. That is the thing with these more recent ones.
I wonder if
it's
there's
just like
footage of that. Because it says
that's the thing. The one Alyssa Lamb at the Cecil Hotel where she was in the elevator and there's like footage of her like being scared looking outside of it and then she was found in the water tank. Just things like that. Like what happened? What happened?
I know.
There's this one.
What are they seeing?
What are they seeing? Or is it psychosis? Like, or is it someone that is sleuthing the cameras that is like after them? Like, I don't fucking know. There's also this one from 1992, Springfield. A mother, her daughter, and the daughter's friend all go missing from their home in the middle of the night. No signs of struggle, never to be seen again. 3 people going missing in the middle of the night. In those instances, I'm wondering, like, did the mom like kidnap? I mean, it's like, why kidnap the friend too? Like, did the mom run off with her child? And like, a lot of these, I'm curious of like the situation or the context. But
like the people aren't that smart.
No signs of struggle to evade police and start a new life.
Any form of evidence too, like
cameras at gas stations, credit card charges, like is opening a new account. There's so many paper trails of things that it's like if you're trying to just run away. But then if someone were to kidnap them, 3 people is a lot to like kidnap with no sign of struggle. So I just simply don't understand.
And we never will.
I know, I kind of hate that.
But that goes with anything, right? Like ocean, the brain, space, the firmament.
Yeah. What is that noise?
Sorry. A lot of cables on my feet.
Oh.
You would understand.
Are they like that every day or every recording?
Oh, yeah.
You have all those cables on you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ugh. It's just so unsettling. That's the thing. Knowing that people just disappear all the time and then life moves on and there's just no answers or
I know that everyone just moves on. I mean,
and there's only so many things that could have happened with these sort of things. It's either
or
abduction or
to
running
that we know
away
of though. Like
or
I feel like things that happen that we find or deem impossible.
I know. Like portals to another dimension.
Yeah.
I really want to look into some like just stories that people have. Maybe look at Reddit.
Or
I just hate it. I hate not knowing. I think that we have like an idea of what happened to Amelia Earhart now, though, don't we?
oh,
It was like it crashed. All right.
I mean, I don't know. I
One
mean,
moment.
is it was it she disappeared, right? She went to the Bermuda Triangle or something?
Yeah, she was it was solo piloting, I believe. Or was she alone? Was she alone?
Earhart.
Earhart. Earhart? Amelia Earhart?
Earhart would be funny because
But that's the thing.
first woman to fly, right?
No, but why have I never heard it pronounced Earhart? Amelia Earhart.
However, she's best known for her disappearance. Yeah, I think something happened though. Like updates.
Okay. I think there was some recent.
I think they found some of the plane.
Oh. You're going to have to edit these pauses.
I mean, they're not that bad.
You say that.
Who cares? In my opinion,
Is it hard?
I've listened to some that
Is it
there's
hard to edit the pauses?
well, I'd have to go through,
You'd have to listen.
yeah, and then that also is editing the video, which is ruining my streamline.
True. Oh, so sorry.
Recent search efforts,
Uh-huh.
analysis of bones found in, I want to say that, Nikumaraboro,
Oof.
suggested a high probability they belong to Earhart. 2019 deep sea searches near Howland Island failed to find wreckage. 2022 underwater sonar scans revealed a potential aircraft debris site.
I read that in 2024, yeah, sonar images of a structure on the ocean floor was revealed, but it turned out to be a rock formation.
What the fuck? Sonar scans?
Sonar is
That's
crazy.
wild.
Sonar is crazy. Sonar.
But you can, like, even a big sonar scan of a part of the ocean is still very small. And
You're also just getting like silhouettes. You're not getting like picture images. It's just kind of like surface
yeah, then like how much
scans.
is that? Like, how do you fund that? You know, to get a submarine down there, like one of those. Oh, did you see that one fish that was like flying to the surface because it was like sick or something?
Yeah. It's
But
a
like
deep
the
sea
theories
fish.
of it, like everyone's saying that,
It's a sign of end of times.
or that like the one last thing I wanted to see before it died was
The
light
light,
other than its own.
I guess.
Because like that's the only way
Yeah.
they. It's in that. I think it's in Finding
It's
Nemo, right?
yeah, I think so.
Scary fucking fish though. Ugly.
So scary.
It just looks like
No, so terrifying. Like I wanted to see the sun.
but wild. I mean,
But like, does it even know the sun is there?
That journey though, from the bottom of the ocean
Yeah.
to go up.
What a time. What a
Makes me want
trip.
to watch Nemo again.
Ah.
Or just
okay.
like stuff in the ocean.
Yeah. Hate the ocean.
So nothing with Amelia, huh?
No, Amelia's still a mystery. A mystery. I've always heard of Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, you're probably
Doesn't
right.
that sound
Earhart.
IDK. A lot of the mysterious, disappearances are kind of similar in terms of just like their car crash,
think
never
about
to be
the
seen
disappearances that aren't
again. Newsworthy.
yeah. Or even like just like in like small towns, that happens,
Yeah,
and it's
that
like
doesn't get widely reported. Or people maybe that have no family to even know that they're gone.
yeah. Just so many people.
Hate.
But also, like, what technology do we have of searching, scanning the country itself that we don't even know of? Like,
Also, have you heard
what can the
just like all
military
of
do?
the mysteries of the Appalachians?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that earlier.
Just people like hiking and never to be seen again. So many people get lost and never to be
It's
found.
scary.
Because there's just like people say there's creatures
Yeah, skinwalkers.
deep in the forest. But that's the thing. It's like if they live deep in the forest, places that most people wouldn't go, there's, why wouldn't there be species or things that we don't know?
I mean, I always think about like places to hide or where places people wouldn't look. Like when we're driving, like when you the drive to San Diego, even like there's so many like mountains way out there. I'm like, there's nothing
Vast.
fucking out there.
Yeah.
Why isn't someone just hiding out there? But then there would be traces of it,
Traces. But also you need food, water,
How do you-
shelter. There's just certain things one needs to live.
Unless they're not human. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Why not?
I know. Why not? Just like aliens. Why
I
not?
feel that about so many things. Mermaids, why not?
Yeah, Loch Ness Monster.
Why wouldn't there be a species of humanoid, not quite human, but like intelligent, fishy,
Sexy.
sexy, fishy?
No,
bitch.
honestly, yeah, half. Because, like, don't you think that sometimes that things are created fictionally because they were once
It's based on
existed?
lore. So,
Yeah.
and lore is like verbal storytelling. So it's like potentially.
Well, it's also like the game of
spoken-
telephone. Right?
No, sure. But
it
a lot
stems
of-
from something.
stories corroborate fishermen at sea seeing things in the water, sirens calling, singing to them, trying to lure them into the water to kill them. Siren song,
How's it go?
Oh my god, that's hilarious that we had the same idea.
Yeah.
What is that? Probably from Frozen.
I
I don't know. That sounds like Frozen.
Sounds like a siren.
But there's sirens in Odysseus. I'm excited to see that movie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
The
Christopher
cast.
Nolan.
Did we go over that?
Yeah, we did. Robert Pattinson, Zendaya, Tom Holland.
I think, what was it? Someone was talking about it and why it's so.
Charlize Theron.
One of the oldest works of literature. That's wild. Uh-oh.
Kaden's getting a call.
Speaking of which,
You're not on Do Not Disturb.
I am.
Oh.
But that reminds me that I think I'm going to get a different phone number. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I'm getting, because
Kaden-
not only do I get a call and then I hang up, I get probably 2 more from 2 different states. Once those calls get ended, I get an automatic text message, and then also they leave a voicemail that's by an operator. And
This is the problem.
I still get ads from when you would sign up for shit. So like white teeth or Zona, something.
That was my old dentist in Scottsdale.
Yeah,
But why not just stop?
I do.
Text stop.
I think
To unsubscribe.
I know, but those calls you can't, because I'll sometimes
Sure.
answer and like there's nothing there.
The problem is I've had that number since I was like 13 years old and had
I
it
know.
for over a decade. And
I
then
know.
you just took it over because it's such
I
a
know.
cutie number. But it's like,
And there was that transition too, right? The shop. I would
yeah, I know.
even then I still get your shop
Because
Here's
for
your-
some reason I put in my email, it automatically sends a text. To
Yeah,
sign
so
in,
I
and
think
I'm like,
going to.
shut the fuck up. No, you need a
I'm
new
curious
number.
to see
It's
how
time.
much I owe on my phone, and then I think
Oh.
I would pay it off, but then upgrade. So we still have that for I
recording?
still own it. Yeah.
Upgrade that
But then
ride.
like new number, new phone. But I just have to think
New
of
me.
all the accounts I have.
No, but
It'll
that's
be
the
a-
thing. Like,
it has to be planned.
a slow rollout.
Yeah, but it's just so bad, and then just like just because like when they ask for a number and it's like 470, like that feeling
Not
isn't
saying
worth
your phone
this.
number.
They don't know the area code. Ha ha.
I'm about to say.
From the
I'm like, it starts with that.
chill. I mean, everyone that listens has my phone number.
No, actually though.
Uh.
But like, And that's the thing. By the time it pops off, you won't have it anymore. So it's interesting. Sorry, going back to this. It's interesting that Odysseus is like one of the oldest texts.
Right?
But Odysseus' wife's name is Penelope, which sounds like such a modern name to me. Like the fact that the name Penelope is like that old.
Have you ever read the Odyssey? Did you have to?
I did in probably freshman year of high school, but I don't think I read it. I think I like skimmed it and then we watched the movie. Or maybe I spark notes it.
What movie? There's a movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's honestly all I remember is the Cyclops. It was so aggressive. But I just love Greek myth, you know.
I mean,
I love a Greek mythology.
I don't even think we discussed that when we were talking about like the pyramids and like the Alexander the Great
civilizations.
Roman Empire. Didn't even talk about like the significance of
We dabbled into Greek.
ancient Greece. Maybe.
We dibbly dabbled.
So it's Odysseus' 10-year journey home after the Trojan War. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
He faces monsters, gods, temptations, and trials, showing bravery.
That's how I started on it, because the sirens are the temptation.
His goal is to return to Ithaca and reclaim his home and family.
Mm-hmm.
The sirens, yeah, their irresistible song lures sailors to their doom.
Mm-hmm. But that, again, it's like...
The underworld. Yeah, but ancient Greek literature, so maybe these are metaphors for things that actually were...
Like temptation. It's the sirens are just a personification of temptation.
Which is so weird, like, philosophers and, like, how, like, I guess intelligent or well thought out they were back in the day.
People were smarter. But that's the thing, they didn't have these distractions, so all they had was their thoughts.
Well, that's why I saw a
like,
cool thing is that people, like, it was some quote of the guy that when he asks you a question, he wants you to wonder instead of just like, oh, let me see, like you look it up.
Yes, 100%.
But it's kind of sad that we're losing our ability to
think about
wonder, and even if it's wrong of what we think, it's all just critical thinking.
Yeah.
How do you critical think without
knowledge,
attaching it though to like, oh, this one TikTok, like we're so influenced.
Sure. But also a lot of them,
a
lot of our just thoughts that come internally are like potentially intuitive thoughts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
so we're kind of
where do ideas
intuition.
come from?
Yeah, we talked about that.
It's the same.
The ether
principle.
Mm-hmm. We gotta pray more.
Pray. Kumbaya, pray, meditate, whatever.
Yeah.
We have to actually just think more.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe reading will help with that. Like, I really want to try and like replace my scroll with reading. I don't know why it's so hard.
My goddamn Kindle won't turn back on. I've tried everything, Kaden.
It's sad.
I've tried everything. It's on that low battery screen, and then
I've been good at like reading, but then in bed, but then I read till I literally fall asleep, and then I wake up like, fuck, did I read? So like, I need to set a time when I wake up to start reading.
Yeah. Oh, that would be a nice morning.
Yeah,
I could see you with your French press, your coffee, your book outside.
I didn't make enough. I was honestly tempted to get like a classic, typical pour over.
Okay, don't we have one?
Sorry, not like a Chemex, but like fucking water cooler.
A classic,
simple.
Like just a black coffee, like
a brew, yeah,
a pot of coffee,
a brew.
We had that at the old apartment. No one used it when you lived with us at the station.
I promise you, we didn't.
I did because I got it for free in a.
Oh, it was a white one, right?
Yeah, in exchange for content, and no one used it, and it took up counter space.
It was a nice one.
Yeah, it was nice.
Do you remember what brand that was?
Yeah, it was Drew Barrymore's Walmart brand.
What's
Beautiful,
her face?
By Drew.
Yeah. Lily got her air fryer. It's pretty
just
good.
Like you just want why? To have throughout the day just the coffee instead of like all the espresso to make just like
but also, one. Yeah.
Okay.
But like the variety.
Vibes.
The variety. You know what? I feel like a latte today. Maybe I want to press.
Mm-hmm. You want all of your options. You don't like being limited.
Ain't that
and that is the theme of your life. You're like,
there's nothing wrong
I want to do this. Oh, wait. it has these limitations. Maybe I'll do this. Oh, I don't like these limitations. But I think that is okay because you'll get there eventually.
What are you talking about?
Just like your life.
What are you talking about? What limitations?
No, just like any like path that you consider. It's like I feel like you switch because of like potential limitations.
I look at it differently.
How do you look at it?
That it's not something that's not ringing true.
Ah,
Not as like there's a blockage. I mean, I think there's different ways of looking at it in that way.
yeah.
Like anything can be a limitation, right? Like just fucking going to the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to drive there. I mean, I don't know.
Sure.
But if it's something I like, you do it. So
Yeah. Or if that means like enough to you.
yeah, and that goes with anything. If it matters, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Or you'll like create
flossing.
time. You'll create time for it.
Yeah. That's just where the willpower comes in, and that's what's the hardest part of anything.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's how we end at each episode.
Every episode, we're like,
It's the hero's journey.
we talk like we talk. It's
Like
the hero's
people will
journey.
figure it out a different way. But you're only gonna figure out your own way.
Follow your heart.
What were we saying about Odyssey?
I feel like we've been going
what
a
we say
long
after
time.
the Odyssey?
We were talking about the sirens.
I know that probably stopped.
And on that note, it's gonna be okay. You gonna make more coffee?
Happy pre-Valentine's. No. Post, I mean.
Today is Valentine's, so I hope that you got some love over the weekend.
Yeah.
That's all I have. Anything else?
I'm good.
All right. See you next Tuesday. I promise. Every time we say that, and then there's like not one the next week, we're like,
Just keep them on the edge of their seat.
oh, yeah. We're keeping you on the edge. We're edging.
Gonna be okay.
It's going to be okay.
Hopefully that's on. Bye.
Bye.